Get it? Text a message, I don't know the number.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would sit down and film a Q&A for you guys so you guys can get to know me a little bit more. And I think it's been a while since I've filmed like a get to know me kind of tag, and I haven't really filmed any except for my first video. So I thought it'd be fun to just sit down and answer some of the questions that I got asked by you guys. Some of them are really interesting, so if you're interested in that, please keep on watching. And if you haven't yet already, please subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, do you have any siblings? Yes, I do. I only have one, and she is 14 years old. So there is an 8-year gap between my sister and I. However, it's not bad at all because for her age, she's quite mature. She is kind of a lot like me. She's really out there. She's got a strong personality. We do clash heads like no tomorrow, but you know, people are like, oh, the age gap's so big. Like, are you guys close? No, we actually are really close. We bond a lot, even though we argue a lot as well. But yeah, like, she's cool, I'm cool, so it's not an issue at all. What's your career goal? So initially, you know, I want to be happy and successful. I want to work for docs, and I just believe that kids are one of the most valuable things of life, and like that's the best gift that God could ever give you. There are so many parents out there that choose to do otherwise. Like, these kids are so innocent and so young and just don't know how to fend for themselves, and there's parents that don't deserve the role of being a parent, which really upsets me. Like, I just want to be the voice and the helping hand that can save these kids and bring them into better families and better homes and just overall help their life. Like, I just want to change their life and make sure they're getting the best, you know, upbringing they could possibly get from their parents. Like, you're a parent, your job is to love and protect your kid. I can't imagine actually placing harm upon my child. I just want to help these kids, you know, whether it's kids, adults, anything like that. So yeah, that's my career goal. What is your fave TV show and why? So I love all the superficial TV shows. So I love, you know, Ex on the Beach, Jersey Shore, Geordie Shore, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Teen Mom 2. Like, those are all my favorites. Like, I just love, you know, seeing these people fight, argue, you know, get cheated on, you know, hook up, dramas, all this bullshit. Like, obviously I don't want to see that in my life personally, but just watching it on reality TV, like, it's reality TV for a reason. Like, you got to get viewers, you got to do some dumb shit and some stupid shit, and you know, stupid people like me end up liking this kind of stuff. But I'm just so into it, and like, I keep up to date with every little single thing when it comes to reality TV. But right now my favorite would definitely be Teen Mum. If anyone else loves Teen Mum, let me know. Like, Teen Mum 2 is just so full on. It's such a good show. Like, from where they started to where they are now, like, so much, there's just so much drama that goes on to this show. Like, you just want to keep on watching. Like, they really, like, people say these shows are so stupid, but why are they still airing? Like, for some reason, they're bringing all of us in. Like, they're still engaging all of us to want to watch it. I love Geordie Shore as well. I don't like it so much now because it's changed so much, but back then it was so good. So yeah. Okay, the next question is 3 things we should know about you. Okay, the first thing was I played tennis at a professional level for 10 plus years. So I had an Australian ranking, I had a worldwide ranking. I played up until the age of 15. I, you know, had strict diet plans, strict training plans, you know, all of the stuff that an athlete goes through. It was full on every day of the week, like training for tournaments, training for rankings, you know, playing money tournaments, open tournaments, and it was just really strict. That was a massive part of my life. So yeah, I did play tennis at a professional age, traveled, you know, interstate and things like that. Did a lot of nationals, traveled by myself, with team, you know, very independent at that age, at such a young age also. So that's one of the things. The second thing is I have the biggest phobia of planes and boats. So like, I'm not a good flyer. I haven't been overseas, so that's probably the third thing. So I've never been overseas. I've only been to Fiji, which I get is overseas, but I'm talking about like America, you know, Europe. I've never been anywhere that far before. And just the thought of being on a plane for 21 hours or 14 or whatever the hell it is, like, I see all my friends do it, family do it, and I just don't know how they do it. Like, I can't be confined in a space for that long. Like, my legs start to hurt. Like, I'm long-legged, my legs start to hurt. But my like issue with flying is the thoughts that go through my head, like the thought process that I have to go through, like, oh, why is there so much turbulence? Like, you know, why is this happening? Why are the lights flickering? Like, why is it moving this way? Like, Also the same on a cruise. I just came back off a cruise ship, and that went for 14 days, and we went to New Caledonia, and it was, you know, a beautiful holiday and whatnot. You don't feel a thing. No. You feel every little thing. You feel every little thing move and shake. It's just so full on. Look, I love the experience of where we went, but the cruise in general, being stuck on a boat and surrounded by water gives me anxiety. Okay, the next question is, have you ever been in a physical fight? Okay. I have been in a physical fight, though I was the outsider, if that makes sense. Like, I was kind of dragged into the fight. My best friend, she was the main source of the fight. Like, she was actually fighting and I was an outsider, even though this fight was because of me, just because someone was angry for so and so reasons. It was just so minor and so stupid. Like, this person was just really drunk. So when someone gets really drunk and aggressive, that's basically what happened at a party. And it became a massive problem. It became an actual massive brawl, and it ended up leading to us going to the station to give statements at the time, because we were younger. We were just so overwhelmed with everything that happened, and the police did nothing like usual. It was just a waste of time. Like, I didn't sustain any injuries or anything like that. My friend did. She had pieces of her hair being pulled out. Still to this day, she holds it against me. She's like, do you remember that time we were in a fight and you didn't help me, did nothing for me? And I'm thinking, well, bitch, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. Like, you wanted to fight. I didn't want to fight. Do you not get that? Like, does anyone else get that? Like, I didn't want to fight. It just got, like, sprung on top of me, and I just got pulled in for no reason. Like, I opened my mouth and said the smallest thing, and the girl just lashed out at my friend. And that, you know, even though it was initially we shouldn't be fighting, I'm not a fighter. Like, I do like to talk a lot of shit here and there, but for me to physically be in a fight, something has to go wrong. Like, someone has to, you know, insult me deeply or insult my family or lay a hand on someone that I love for me to actually get angry. Like, I just don't have that anger built inside of me to fight. Like, a lot of people just want to pick fights here and there. I'm not. Keep flinging the book. I'm just not that type of person. So yeah. Next question was fears. My biggest fear, and I think it is for a lot of people, is the death of someone. I've never lost anyone in my immediate family. Knock on wood, I've never had to deal with that. However, I did lose a friend last year, someone that I had gone to school with. You know, we had a different relationship. You know, we weren't like best friends, but we had like kind of a fun like relationship. We would like, you know, pick on each other. We were really playful, kind of bully each other, but in the most like friendly kind of way. We did grow apart as years progressed. We just took different paths. The passing of that person was, it does make me really sad, because I am an emotional person and I take a lot of things to heart, and having that happen in my life, like, it just hit me so bad. And, you know, it was such a shock. Like, this all happened suddenly out of nowhere, and I don't know what happened and why this had to happen. And it was just really sad because they were so young and they had such a full life ahead of them. But God had better plans for this person, and, you know, God wanted to take this person under his wing, you know, for personal reasons. And, you know, I'm happy that this person is in a better place now. I have visited this person a few months back. I just had like this instinct and this feeling inside me that just was like telling me that I need to go down. I just need to say hello. I just need to talk for a little bit. And I don't do that kind of thing because I've never experienced that before. So for me, going down, it was just, it was the worst day of my life in the sense that I just emotionally was so upset. But, you know, at the end of it, I felt really happy. You know, I just laid some roses down. This was during Easter. So I laid some roses down and gave some Easter eggs to this person. I just had a little chat, and just ever since that, I felt so much better. But everything happens for a reason. So yeah, definitely death is, and the loss of someone that you love is my biggest fear. Last thing that made you cry. Like I said, I'm really emotional. When I cry, no one's really like, oh my God, like, why are you crying? Like, are you okay? They're like, oh, this bitch is crying again. Like, why is she crying? Like, I'm just such a, like, I just got a big heart and I cry over everything. Like, honestly, I cry over Home and Away. If anyone watches Home and Away, it's just, I don't know what it is about Home and Away that's so addicting and I can't stop watching. But when someone dies or someone, you know, gets in a car crash or something, I'm crying. I just can't fucking help it. The last thing I cried over was when, you know, when you get those ads on TV about like save the animals, like, and they show you all these clips of animals that are like stuck in cages, or I don't even want to get into it because it's just too heavy on the heart. Like, it really tugs the heartstrings. Commercials like that really get to me because I feel so helpless. Like there's nothing I can literally do to save or help these animals, and you hear it, but when you see it, like it just makes your stomach turn. So that's the last thing that I saw on TV. And my dad was in the room, and I just remember like, turn it off, turn it off. It has to go off automatically, but yeah. Something you miss. One of the things that I miss is being younger. So like 10 to 12 years old and just having no worries in the world and no bills to pay, no one to answer to, like just living fun as a kid and just exploring and doing whatever you want. And I also miss high school. So I went to a private school first and then I finished up in a public school, and the public school experience for me was actually pretty good. I went to a really good public school. You know, you hear a lot of stuff about, you know, a private school versus a public school, but there wasn't much of a difference except for, you know, the uniform and, you know, some of the rules. Anyways, I just had so much fun there, like especially towards the end when I met like my best friend. Me and her were like two peas in a pod. We just ran amok. I remember, like, if you've ever done this with your friends, so if she was going to have a day off, I would tell her, like, you need to ring me and let me know if you're having a day off because I'm not going in. Like, if you're not going, I'm not going. Like, it's not going to happen. So it was so funny because when I wasn't going to school, I'd be like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm not going. She's like, cool, like, do you want to go grab lunch? I'm like, yeah, no worries, let's go do that. She was the first to get her license out of us two. I took forever to get my license. Even though I lived literally 5 seconds from the school, like, I would just walk into the back gate and that would take me 5 seconds. And I'll be like, hey, like, can you pick me up? And she'll be like, yeah, no worries. I could tell towards the end she was getting shitty, but like, you're my best friend. That's your job. Like, you have your license. You need to pick me up. There was this one time we were studying for exams. So we did visual arts. Biggest mistake of our lives. We did visual arts and she was like, hey, can I have your notes? Like, look, I love you, but I've really worked hard on these notes. Like, we've done everything else together. Like, can you just like do this on your own kind of thing? I said to her, and she's like, well, that's funny then, because I get to school tomorrow. And I was like, you little bitch, like. And then, so yeah, that was what I missed. Turnoffs is the next question. Turnoffs, oh my God. One of the biggest turnoffs for me is guys, a group of guys in a car trying to chase you just to impress you. Like, I know every girl out there has experienced this and it's just so uncomfortable. It was a few weeks ago, I was driving really happily, peacefully, listening to my music, and I can hear the car next to me is really, really loud. Like, the music's pumping really loud, the car's almost shaking. There's like a big group of people in the car because I can hear them. They were driving and my first instinct is to look. Anyways, I looked around and I laughed. I didn't laugh because I thought that they were so funny and they were so hot and all this shit that they think that I think. I just looked because it was funny, and I laughed because I was like, huh, typical, like this always happens kind of thing. Like, and girls don't like this kind of shit. There's probably some out there that do, but majority don't. And anyways, I was driving and they thought that I laughed, so they thought it was smart enough to put their foot on the accelerator and catch up to me. So they caught up to me, and the guy in the passenger seat had his arm outside of the window, and he was giving me this look, this fucking disgusting look that I wanted to go up to him and fucking spit on his face, because I don't like that. I don't like guys that look at you like a prize. Like, people like that are just, I don't like that. Us girls don't like that. And they were doing that and they were whistling, and I was so uncomfortable. Like, I have to look left even though I need to look straight and concentrate. But if I look straight, I can feel their energy towards me. So I was trying to get away from them and they were speeding right behind me. And it's just such an uncomfortable experience. I just hate people that do that. Like, it's just, like, we don't like that, so don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not hot. So yeah, that's one of my biggest turn-offs. Okay, the last question is quality you look for in a partner. So for me, personality is one of the biggest things. Someone that has such a beautiful personality, someone that's so down to earth, caring, loving, nurturing, and being really, really funny. Luckily, I found that in someone, in my partner. Like, him and I are like best friends, you know. We are so inseparable. He's literally like my best friend. I know a lot of people say, oh, like, my partner's like my best friend. Like, that's how it is, in the sense where we're so like playful, and we play fight and we play argue, and like we just throw little jabs at each other and just bully each other, but in the most loving way. And we just have so much fun together and we just have the same interests. But having someone that's really funny and that makes you laugh and you can make each other laugh and like the little jokes inside out is just the best thing that you can look for in a partner. Anyways, guys, it comes to the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed that. I had fun filming it, getting a little bit personal and a little bit intimate with some of these questions and things like that. So if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. And also if you have any video recommendations, please leave them down below. I will definitely check them out. Please don't be shy, leave something down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Are you dying or are you dying? Want to do Q&A with me? Okay, so tell us, where are you from? It's one of them days.